start. No more lining up outside the club, straight to the door. Of course they remember me. I live a VIP. Don't you know, don't you know? We got it fancy clothes. Paparazzi stalking me, cause the whole world knows this dude's about to blow. Don't you know, don't you know? Ain't got no need for game. Just say my name and all of the girls agree. They want a piece of me.
Yes, good afternoon to you, dear listener out there. I welcome you to a fresh edition of Business Diet this Monday afternoon, September 15, 2024. Studio time is 5 minutes past 1 o'clock. On Wells Radio 89.3 FM. We are saying good afternoon on Business Diet. Wells Radio is your number one family radio station in the city of Ibadan. And you are sure of very clean and awesome content from us. Now, I want to say it's a new week. Yes, this is afternoon already. Well, but on Business Diet, we are just saying good afternoon. I'm not alone in the studio this afternoon. Apart from the engineering crew, I have here with me my guest analyst, Nadia Rita Bayakli. Rita, how are you this afternoon?
I'm fine. I'm really great.
That is good. You are great as ever, always shining like the sun. Well, I'm not here to read an oration of you, but just excited. I am your dear radio friend, Akinwale Aboluwade. We are going to have a sail through the show today together. I mean, myself and Rita Bayakli, we are going to handle the analysis together. And I tell you that Rita is up to the task. I urge you to stay tuned as we go. We are going to kickstart with the news, the business and economic news, after which we are going to have the analysis, and then we are going to talk to you about business. Yes, business rules the world now. Without money, a man is not man enough. Yes, it is not all about money, but your economy really matters, especially looking at the situation of the country, looking at the global dynamics. Money really matters. You hardly can do much without money. Bayakli, am I correct or not?
Yes, of course you're correct.
Money.
Some people say money rules the world.
Yeah.
Money makes the world turn around.
Yeah. So money is important, and on Business Diet, we are talking about the economy. And indirectly, when you talk about the economy, you are talking about money. But without further ado, let us go on the business and economic news. First, the headlines. Why petrol attendants manipulate pumps, extort consumers at filling stations. Beans farmers refute claims of using cement as preservative. Parents face tougher times as private schools introduce fresh demands. Now the details. Why petrol attendants manipulate pumps, extort consumers at filling station. Pump manipulation at filling station has become rampant across Nigeria, with some petrol attendants and their collaborators cheating unsuspecting consumers. The Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, which estimates Nigeria's daily petrol consumption at 50 million liters per day, has been accused of failing in its oversight role to monitor filling stations and ensure compliance. Investigation revealed that many attendants deliberately manipulate pumps to surcharge buyers, a practice reportedly driven by their meager wages with some earnings as little as 20,000 naira per month. At a major station in Iyanaisolo, Lagos, a motorist, Badmus Samami, recounted how he paid 20,000 naira via his automated teller machine card, only to discover that 22,000 naira had been deducted from his account. He alleged that the attendant exploited distractions at the point of purchase to extort him. Another motorist, John Theophilus, shared his experience at a station in Oshodi, Lagos. According to him, the pumps had been tampered with. He said he noticed the discrepancy when he bought fuel into a 25-liter jerrycan rather than directly into his car, insisting that the attendant either complete the 25-liter or cancel the sale. The malpractice is not limited to Lagos. In Ibadan, Oyo State capital, some filling stations reportedly suffer low patronage as motorists boycott them over alleged sharp practices. In Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, a resident, Etim Uford, noted that cheating intensifies during fuel scarcity. He said this explains why tricycle riders often purchase fuel in 1-liter jar rather than directly into their tanks. Similar complaints were recorded in Ondo and Ekiti states, where motorists accused filling stations of pump manipulation and fraudulent practices by attendants. While motorists blamed the NMDPRA for regulatory failure, a staff member of the agency who spoke anonymously attributed the challenge to a shortage of personnel to effectively monitor petrol stations nationwide. Poor performance of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority is said to have stemmed from systemic issues like corruption, mismanagement of petroleum revenues, and a lack of coherent regulatory framework and strategic execution of its policies. Beans farmers refute claims of using cement as preservative. The Cowpea and Beans Farmers Processors and Marketers Association of Nigeria has dismissed claims circulating on social media that beans are preserved with cement. National President of the association, Mr. Kabir Shubaru, made this clarification in an interview with the news agency of Nigeria, NAN, on Sunday in Lagos. A viral video had shown some young men allegedly mixing beans with a substance resembling cement, sparkling public concern. Shuaibu, however, described the allegation as false and misleading, stressing that no legitimate member of the association would engage in such harmful practices. We are not aware of the use of cement for the preservation of beans. As an association, we follow international best practices in preserving beans and other produce, he said. According to him, the association has stopped the use of chemical additives, adopting safer methods to ensure consumer health and product quality. Shuaibu noted that in some cases, a safe additive known as top toxin is applied in minimal quantity to protect old beans from weevils. He added that the substance poses no health risks. Farmers also use dried pepper sealed inside the sack as a natural insect repellent. He emphasized that cement has no place in beans preservation, as it will be easily detected and drive away consumers. It is common sense that no serious farmer will consider using cement. We will never engage in such harmful practices, Shuaibu said. Parents face tougher times as private schools introduce fresh demands. Parents of public Parents of pupils in private primary and secondary schools are grappling with fresh financial pressure as schools resume, with many institutions introducing new rules that go beyond increased tuition fees. Apart from higher school fees, several schools now dictate the type of meals pupils should bring for lunch, insisting on structured feeding patterns that emphasize balanced diets. Finding shows that many schools have adopted a balanced diet lunch formula which includes designated fruit days. Under the new policy, a child is expected to bring a particular meal type only twice a week. Any repetition beyond that is rejected by the school. In addition, 2 days each week are reserved exclusively for fruits. While school management argue that the policy is in the best interest of pupils' health and academic performance, many parents are struggling to keep pace with the new demands amid the country's harsh economic realities. An educationist, Martin Ogbemodia, explained that balanced diets are critical to children's cognitive function, learning capacity, and overall growth. Similarly, a school proprietor, Felix Ayowale, stressed that proper nutrition enhances pupils' academic performance, noting that a well-nourished child learns better. Some parents who spoke with reporters admitted that although the policy is financially burdensome, they have chosen to comply for the sake of their children's well-being and educational progress. Before I end the business and economic news, here are the headlines once again. Why petrol attendants manipulate pumps, extort consumers at filling stations. Beans farmers refute claims of using cement as preservative. Parents face tougher times as private school introduce fresh demands. Now, that ends the business and economic news. Dear listener out there, that is it about the business and economic news. We would like you to be part of the conversation, and to do so, you are to join us through the studio lines. And the studio lines to call will be dictated. The lines are 091 68 93 1000. Another phone number 091 53 33 4893. And the last number 091 13 33 3893. So we would like you to be part of the conversation. These are issues that are of concern to us. You can talk about it. Let's talk about it together. Whatever affects our pulses, our economy, affects the whole nation. And what affects the nation affects each family. What affects families affects each of us. So let's talk to each of the issues, whichever one resonates with you or interests you. We would like you to counsel the public as well as the government. We would like you to comment about the policy of government that you are not at par with, and we would like you also to suggest what should be done to make it better. Governance is not one person's affair, and I believe that also is the perception of my analyst this afternoon. Bayakli, do you think that governance should be just left in the hands of politicians, elected officials of the state, or it should be a common duty or assignment?
Okay, so we practice democracy,
Yeah.
and democracy basically means government of the people, for the people, and by the people.
Other people,
So a democratic government should be one that includes the entire people. That is why we have politicians that should represent us.
Okay.
So that's why we have senators from almost everywhere,
Yeah.
every local government.
Yeah.
You know,
From
representing
every
the people in
senatorial
that place,
district.
because it is not everybody that can come together in one sitting and
Yeah.
discuss opinions. That is why
Yes.
the politicians should be the representatives. So they, on the other hand, should try their best to listen to what citizens are saying.
Okay.
That is why they are representatives. That is why
Yes.
they are in the political position they are in.
Yes.
So
Yes, thank you. So, what Bayakli is saying in essence is that you don't leave governance in the hands of politicians, elected officials alone, and appointed officials of the state. We are all doing this together. Governance is about each and every one of us, because what affects one affects all. So, Bayakli, I want to thank you. You have straightened that up well. Well, to the issues. Now, we read a story about why petrol attendants manipulate pump, extort consumers at filling stations. I wouldn't know. Are you aware? Can this be true that the petrol attendants will want to be playing a sharp one on petrol buyers at filling station?
okay, like 2 weeks ago,
All right.
my mom was telling us in the car that she went to this particular filling station
All right.
and she doesn't know whether the attendant did it on purpose, but then he sold 70% of what she asked for.
Wow. Wow.
And like she had already paid the full amount.
Alright.
She used her ATM card. She
Alright.
paid. It was successful.
All right.
So it's remained for him to like fill in the entire thing, but he didn't. So we don't know whether he did it purposely or
Oh,
he
no.
just wanted to, make extra cash from that.
From that.
We don't know.
All right.
But then it's something that has happened over and over and over again.
Okay.
So it's not that I'm saying that all petrol attendants do that.
Yeah.
There are some filling stations that before they even fill it, they'll call your attention, ma'am,
Right.
this is it. This is what I'm filling into your car. And then they ask you to check it again once they are done. But then it's not all filling stations that do that. And it's all to the discretion of the driver, the owner of the car, to
Alright.
be vigilant
To be vigilant.
when they want to buy petrol.
All right. All right. Okay. Good that you were able to cite an example. Yes, like there are examples also in the story. And one thing is that, okay, let's look at the example. You did cite an example of mommy who bought fuel and got money paid, but at the end of the day, she noticed that the complete literage
It wasn't
was
everything.
now going to be sold into the tank. Now, okay, Mr. Badmos Samami, a Lagosian, recanted his own experience. Like you cited an example of somebody that paid with ATM, he also paid with ATM. He said that he would like to buy 20,000 naira worth of fuel, which was sold into his car. But he asked for a receipt. The receipt was not to be given being given to him initially, and the attendant didn't want to give it. Didn't want to generate a receipt, but he insisted. And on receipt of the receipt, he discovered that 22,000 naira was deducted instead of 20,000 naira.
But then I have a question.
All right.
Before he puts in his PIN, he would have
Alright.
seen the amount that was going to be deducted from his account. So
yeah.
he was not paying attention. That is why the petrol attendants had the opportunity to.
Very,
fraud him.
very salient
Exactly.
observation there. He should have paid
He should have paid attention.
attention. Or maybe we also have a situation, of course, people had been warned against that. That, okay, when you press your pin on the POS machine, that when you are pressing it, first you check out the amount
Exactly.
that was imputed on the machine. But before, some people, rather than enter their pin, will give it to the attendant. Before the attendant presses the pin, some alteration could be done on the amount of money put on the machine. So in such a situation, it is not wise to say you put your pin without entering and ensuring that after you have entered the amount and the pin, okay, it is after then that you hand over the POS machine to the retailer, whether at the filling station or anywhere. Well, now the issue was discovered, and Bobu, there were arguments, and it was resolved at the end of the day. There is another man, Mr. John Theophilus, who shared his experience. According to him, he took a jerry can to the filling station, but discovered that having taken a 25-liter jerry can to the filling station and having asked that 25 liters of fuel should be dispensed into the cake, it did not get anywhere. So it wasn't the attendant really trying to play pranks here. In that situation, it is a kind of manipulation that was carried out on the pump itself. So that has to do with either the management or some groups of people that know about how to tamper the machine. So whichever way it goes here, for me, I feel it's a very wrong situation. It's a very wrong situation where you feel that people should not get value for their money. If I'm buying a product on the shelf or anywhere at all, I should get value for my money. So in Yoruba land, they will say "Otito sonu," that is, the truth is lost. How are we going to get it back? It is a bad thing. It is bad enough that some people will think that they want to take undue advantage of people. Gone are the days when we used to buy fuel at 150 naira per liter. So if we are paying as much as 860 naira to get a liter, I think we should get full value at that. So, before I leave this story, I also want to point our attention to something. I think paragraph 2 of that story, it reads, the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, which estimates Nigeria's daily petrol consumption at 50 million per liter, has been accused of failing in its oversight role to monitor filling stations and ensure compliance. There are some agencies that are in charge of monitoring of the situation. And I think if there is an agency that is to monitor, the agency should be up to task. But people were complaining that maybe they were short-staffed or something, or maybe they are short of logistics. We've had a situation where security operatives will complain that they don't have fuel in their operational vehicles. You see, I think on the part of government too, government should play the role very well by ensuring that we have budgets for each department, ministries, and boards and agencies as well. So I think that they should be well funded, and this funding, this budget should be tracked. How did you spend this money? I don't think money will disappear or will go into the belly of a python, as reported sometimes ago. Nigeria, there is nothing that cannot happen. Did you recall that time?
Yeah, I heard about it.
Okay, I also heard about it. It was in the news, and it was so prominent in the news at that time. Well, whatever we do, let us do it well. If you are a petrol attendant, you are in the filling station, ensure that you do your job as unto the Lord. Well, we are not preaching here, we are not in the church, but then I think ethically it is good for you to discharge your duty very well. If I discharge my duty very well, and then Nadia Bayakli discharges her duty very well, and you out there, you declare you discharge your duty very well, we are going to have cumulative effect, which will lead us into a better society. Now let us look at it. In what way can sharp practices affect us as a people? In what way can it affect even the image of the organizations that we represent? When you engage in sharp practices, there's loss of trust, and that is not good enough. When you are to brand your organization, when you are working for a company, you are to be a good ambassador of the company. But imagine a situation where there is no trust. How do you ensure patronage? I can still recall in that story, there's a place where they said that in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, that there are some filling stations that people hardly branch to buy fuel. If this is something to go by, then I want to say that there should be trust in everything we do. There's decline in loyalty, customer loyalty to a particular brand that is not emphasizing integrity. So if an organization is found wanting in one area or the other, the customers would take their leave because there are options anyway. Then such organization or company is risking legal issues. It's criminal. It is wrong. It is against the law and ethics of our country, and it is not good for any human society whatsoever. A situation where you don't get value. If I don't trust you, you don't trust me. Then we are going to have breakdown of trust. And where there is breakdown of trust, things will degenerate. You won't be able to have your way and go to sleep. Now, don't let's damage the image of our brand. And it will also lead to financial loss or financial losses. If I'm buying fuel of 20,000 naira and somebody has tactically deducted 22,000 naira from my money, who knows if all I had left was in my account was 22,000 naira, and I bought fuel of 20,000 naira and 22,000 naira was deducted from my money. At the end of the day, I'm left with nothing. That won't be fair. The emotional implication of that, the business instability that will bring about, and all that, it won't be good enough. Now, let's go to the other news. Beans farmers refute claims of using cement as preservatives. How do you react to this?
When I heard it, I was shocked. I was like, cement in food.
In food.
That was a lot. But then, how?
Will anybody conceive that?
Exactly. How do you even think of using cement to preserve food?
Something consumable. I think, by and large, for me, we need proper orientation in terms of what we put in our mouth. Do you know that some people will go out and they will get back home without washing their hands? They will take snacks. They've forgotten the days of COVID.
I mean, I've seen people eating on the road, like all the dust and everything, and they are comfortable with eating on the road. And I'm like, wow. Okay.
Wow.
I feel their immune system is different. Maybe
maybe they are from another world.
Exactly.
Oh wow. Well, you are thinking right, because there's something they call food poisoning. It is not until you put acid or any form of chemical into food that you are poisoning yourself. when you are buying items that is exposed by the side of the road, and many of our roads are dusty, even the tarred roads, because we have so large expanse of places that are untarred, and then when the wind blows, it
bringing the dust.
When we were younger, when I was still a toddler, I remember those days in the evening when the sun is set and then you see dust particles through the window into the house. So dust is everywhere. You got to manage and think about your health. You got to live a life that is safer, cleaner, and more assuring. So, well, it is not beans alone, but let's talk about beans first, and then maybe we digress a little into other things. Well, that news reads that the Cowpea and Beans Farmers Processor and Marketers Association of Nigeria has dismissed claims circulating on social media that beans are preserved with cement. In the first place, cement is not so cheap. So, well, how ideal is that? But in a situation where you have so many unlettered people into a business and they don't have proper orientation, they might just use the method they know. They might just revert to the mess.
And they might feel that once you wash it, everything is out.
It goes beyond that. It will go in. It has a way of penetrating. And cement is a chemical. Even water that as safe as water is, when it drops on top of maybe a product, it would find its way in. So when you are not talking of chemical that is based with maybe acid, with other very hard substances, it will find a way of penetrating. So I think it is not safe. It is not a matter of thinking. It is not. It won't be safe for kidney. It won't be safe for liver. It won't be safe for any organ of the body, and one will be weak. And I imagine while I was reading that story that, oh, how will I think of cementing my organs? How will I think of it won't be safe enough, and that would not be too good. But however, Shuaibu described the allegation as false and misleading. It's better to be false. It's better imagined than being a reality.
Exactly.
It's better imagined than being a reality. We've just spoken about when we eat something that is not wholesome, when we eat something that is not very safe for the body, it amounts to food poisoning. Human beings are not to take chemicals. They are not to take these chemicals. They are not edible. And one, food poisoning. And when you have that, the organs are damaged. No wonder you have cases of liver problem, people complaining about the kidney, people complaining about the lungs. And we have many cases of cancer in the hospital. We have many cases of cancer in the hospital. And I tell you, I think such a thing can lead to hormonal imbalance where the body would work in a wrong way. It will be strained to the body, and one will be disturbed emotionally and even in terms of the human health. Okay, we are not doctors here, and then the most of it is that it can lead to death.
Yes.
Please, let's play safe. Let's play safe. Have you seen all these aboki wash fruits with detergent?
Oh God! There was a video I saw one time that the Hausa man was washing fruits that he was selling inside gutter water.
Wow.
And immediately after doing that, he didn't even let it dry. He just put it inside nylon. showcasing it as something he has watched, and people will buy it. There was also another video I saw. The knife he was using
All right.
to cut fruits.
All right.
He used it to scratch the sole of his feet,
Wow.
and he didn't wash it. He didn't rinse it. Continued slicing away.
And that was real video. It wasn't an AI
it
generated.
Wasn't AI. It was years back.
Oh.
So it definitely can't be AI.
Oh, wow. So in fact, let me tell you that in fairness to these people, they might not do it out of wickedness. They might do
simply
it
don't know.
because they don't know.
I mean, it's not only them.
Okay.
I've heard of some farmers down south that use sniper to preserve beans.
To preserve beans.
I'm like, can you drink sniper? Why would you put it inside?
Inside food.
They feel it's like keep the insects away. But to me, I feel it's better to let the insects enter than to put the sniper inside the beans.
Do you know that some people use it to ripen fruits? They use all these chemicals, these very dangerous substances to ripen fruits. When you see banana, I can hardly buy banana. If I can make do with the one with inside my compound and the unripened one that will be cut fresh and it will still be green, and then I bring it home and then I can consume that. But to see the one whose back has these whitish substances, you won't leave banana to ripen on its own, and you will see the whitish, the powdery substances on it. But when you have used something like carbide, you have used maybe other things that are corrosive, that are not really healthy for the body, to the body, it is hazardous. It can lead one to the hospital. It can rupture the vital organs in the body, and it can lead to death. Or maybe one can vegetate for the rest of one's life. And oh no, God forbid. So let us be informed, and I want to speak to the local government councils. I think should have a department that would do proper orientation to food sellers. Let them be properly educated, food and fruit sellers. Let them sit them down and tell them about implication of using all these ripening substances that are not really too good to the body. It will be well with us as a people. A healthy nation will breed very virile economy. So let us live a safe life, and we shall be happy that we are doing it right. So let's go to the last story. Oh, this story will interest you. Parents face tougher times as private schools introduce fresh demands. Fresh food demands, food choices. Should I read part of that story to you, or you?
No, I remember the story.
You remember the story. So that story says that schools are now dictating the quality of food that parents will give to their children and what. So how do you react to this?
My opinion.
Yes, you're free.
I feel that is totally not necessary. My opinion.
Your opinion. Yeah.
All that matters is for a child to be fed adequately.
Adequately.
Yes, it's important for a child to receive all nutrients. I mean, you don't want your child having kwashiorkor or beriberi.
Yeah.
You don't want your child looking sick or skinny, too skinny. You, as a parent, you would want the best for your child within your means. So all you have to do is feed your child adequately enough.
All right.
As like to your own means. Schools don't have to start dictating the type of food in details for parents. That is excess. It doesn't make sense to me.
Going too far.
It is going too far.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yes.
Because why would you dictate that, okay, today is a fruit day, today bring yam, today bring rice? It doesn't make sense. I mean, okay, there are some schools that have lunch menus. Yes. When I was in primary school, some people were eating the school food. Maybe the parents are too busy. Both parents are, 9 to 5 workers. It depends. Not all parents have the time to prepare meals for their children early in the morning. I understand. And schools have certain lunch menus. You just have to pay. Then every lunch or break time, they give them the food, tea break, whatever it is. But I don't see the need in the school dictating, okay, you as a parent, prepare this for your child today, prepare this tomorrow, prepare this next tomorrow. It doesn't make sense. Fine, you're saying it affects the understanding, the assimilation of a child. I went to school too.
All right.
I went to secondary school, I went to primary school. And I was eating well.
All right.
But I don't think all that matters is that a child is filled, not hungry in class, not thinking about food when they should be doing their classwork or listening in class. As long as you are eating, you don't skip breakfast, you don't skip lunch, you don't skip dinner.
All right.
I feel there is no extra paparazzi in quotes. That should be introduced, because you're saying okay, today yam, next tomorrow this. To me, I feel I was once a child.
Yeah.
I understand all these things. Children will even start to get distracted by this. Yes.
Yeah.
Because okay, you bring food. They know everybody's eating yam today. So instead of paying attention to what teacher is saying, maybe the class just before lunch, they're already thinking, oh, how did you prepare your yam? How did this person prepare their yam? I mean, it's totally unnecessary, my opinion.
It's a form of distraction.
Exactly. I think all the school needs to do is to ensure that all children do not skip breakfast, do not skip lunch, and do not skip dinner. That is what is necessary.
Well, that is an advice from Nadia Bayakli. Schools can ensure that children took breakfast in the morning and, of course, lunch, maybe during break time, and then leave the rest to the parents, where they have to do lesson, maybe lunch. They have to take their lunch at school, and then at night, let the family settle that. Well, the story reads, parents face tougher times as private school introduce fresh demands. Bayakli, from even the headline of that story, it shows a kind of regimenting the parents, compelling them to
demanding.
Yes, parents facing hard, tougher time. The economy is so challenging, and now you pile more pressure on parents to, apart from pay school fees, to bring a particular brand of food on so day, a particular range of fruits on the other day. I remember in my daughter's school, she would tell me that we are asked to bring fruit, and I will bring fruit, and she will say, no, I want the one with green bark, like cucumber, like which other one? Apple, pear, not the red apple, not banana, yellow banana, and all. So you got to look around for the one with green bark, and that is quite stressful. Well, for me, I think, like she said, this is not really too necessary. Parents of pupils in private primary and secondary schools are grappling with fresh financial pressure as schools resume, with many institutions introducing new rules that go beyond increased tuition fee. Apart from higher school fees, several schools now dictate the type of meals. Oh, that is overbearing. And, well, if you don't find it easy as parents in a particular school,
you can always change school.
And then for you to put a child in a private school nowadays, you got to check your purse. Am I able to go this route? Will I be able to pay school fees? There are government schools now. And for instance, me, I attended public school. So I know that Bayakli is not likely she attended public secondary school. But for me, I did, and I'm not too bad. I suppose I'm not too bad for it. Well, if let's cut our cloth according to the size of cloth that we have on hand, when you place strain on the family, it destabilizes the family. It leads to anxiety. And then that kind of school policy will create class issues where some people, some students would belong to the high class there. Maybe they ask us to bring yam and egg, and I bring yam with one fried egg, and somebody now brings yam with 3 fried eggs and tea and other things to accompany. So it's just creating undue stress. Oh, now it burrows into the investment capital of parents, or even the budget, the monthly budget, because they will have budgeted particular amount of money. They won't. Their employers will not, because of that, increase their money. They won't, because of that, increase their salary. So let us think of how best to go about all this, and it will be better for us as a people. And if care is not taken, the enrollment of some schools will drop. Don't you agree?
I agree.
It will lead to drop in enrollment, and these children, these pupils, some of them would begin to suffer complex. That Sadia brought yam with more fried eggs. In my own case, I just brought one small miserable piece of miserable lump of egg. And somebody else, maybe Kudrat, will bring egg spiced with corned beef, and me, I'm even seeing corned beef for the first time in my life. That is unnecessary, placing undue pressure on parents. Please help me to appeal to parents, maybe one sentence, that they should be advised if there are schools that is putting pressure on them.
I mean, if there's too much pressure on you, you can always change schools. There are a lot of good private schools out there. Not only private schools. In some people's words, they say public school is also good. So you can also consider that option. But I mean, you just have to cut your coat according to your size.
Yeah.
If you feel the school your child is attending is putting too much pressure on you, please, you can always switch schools for your children.
Yeah.
And the whole development doesn't sit right with me.
All right.
You just have to ensure your child is adequately fed at the appropriate time. You don't have to be dictated to what type of food they should eat at what time. So you can always change schools. That's my advice.
Thank you, Nadia Bayakli. Well, I want to say that, okay, before I leave that, I want to say that let us make life more, lesser of pressure to ourselves. Let us slow down. We run to make things happen. We put pressure on ourselves to put the child at school, pressure, the choice of food to eat, pressure, the type of car to use, pressure. And if you steep yourself to the grave, then life will continue after you. So don't let's put so much pressure on ourselves. It is not worth it. Let us be realistic about what we do, and it will be nice for us, and we would even have a longer list of life, and the years of our life, we will live it in peace. Now, that is where we're going to draw curtain on the analysis and go to trade talk. On trade talk, I want to borrow part of that discussion that we had into trade talk. The economy now is not as easy as it was 5 years ago. I said initially that gone are the days when we buy fuel at 150 naira per liter, 97 naira per liter, 190 naira per liter. Today, the reality is that we buy between 860 naira and maybe 880 thereabout. So let us not put undue pressure on ourselves. It's a smart way of living smart in this kind of economy. When you are planning how you live, how you manage day to day, week in, week out, month on month, don't ensure that whatever is too burdensome, shed it, shed the weight, relax, think, and then look at what add-ups can I make. Now, we are also advising you that apart from relying on the salary that you take, you think of what business can I do by the side. I did talk when we were talking about food poisoning the other time. I said that most times I take my plantain from my compound. Maybe you will visit one day to confirm this to our listener. Maybe you visit my place, you will see cassava. If I want to eat cassava as maybe I want to take it as lunch, I'll go to my cassava stem, I'll dig, I'll just bring one out. I'll cut it, I'll wash it, put it on fire. Then go into my poultry, take fresh egg, and do fry and eat. If I want to take beans, I have plantain grown in my compound. I go there, I remove it one after the other as they ripen. If I want to eat pawpaw, I have it in my compound. If I want to take vegetable, I have it in my compound. So I don't give myself a lot of stress on many things. And it's not because I have everything. What I have is just a compound like you and other people have. And as a result of that, I reduce the pressure on me to a large extent. I sell egg and I eat fresh egg. I sell chicken and I eat fresh chicken. I'm not much of a chicken lover, but then when they kill it the first day, I will eat it. So there are listeners out there, you can also have small garden within your compound, and that will help you a lot. You can have a small poultry, maybe even if it's just 6 layers that you have there, and you are sure that you are eating egg that is still, the shelf life is still okay for you. You know when the eggs are laid. It is not compulsory you do that, but then if you have the opportunity to keep some chicken, you can keep it, and it would help you on at least reduce the spending on poultry. I tell you, if the whole of staff at Wells Radio wants to take breakfast in my house, I don't need to buy eggs anywhere. I tell you, every day I have almost close to 1 crate every day, and that is a cushion. So let us adopt such method. By next week, we'll talk on another way we can have it easy and better for us as we go under this economy. And I pray that it will be well with us. It is on this note that we'll be calling a day on business diet this Monday. But I won't want to go without saying a big thank you to my guest analyst, Nadia Rita Bayakli. Thank you. I want to say thank you again, and I shall be expecting you next week. Should I?
Sure, you're welcome.
Thank you. And I want to say a big thank you to my producer, Toluwaleke Ali, and the engineer in the house, Lola Esho. I do my heart, and I want to say until next week when we meet, I want you to remain focused, to be optimistic, and pray. Work and pray, and you are going to get the best for it. Until next week when we meet, I'm your friend on the radio, Akinwale Aboluwade. Have a great rest of the day. Cheers.
Had to do this all again. I wouldn't change.